fiction, science fiction, horror, fantasy, crime, LGBT, thriller.
You have now entered the House of Mystery.
Welcome back into the House of Mystery. I'm Al Warren. Dave Martino is in the room.
I'm here.
Yeah. Two Flush Dave, is it? That what?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, people who didn't hear the last interview don't know that there's a neighborhood cat sneaking in and using my cat's litter box.
Yeah. How rude. You have to set up a camera. I love that. Most people have real crime to deal with, and no, not you. It's cats. Cat burglar.
Cat burglar. Yeah, he comes in and leaves us a gift.
Yeah, well, that's nice. He doesn't take away stuff, so
yeah,
you can't always judge the gift.
Just get more.
It's all the good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, now we are talking to an author today, and she's got a book out called Cherishing Whiskey Salvation. It's a Whiskey Salvation series novella. So, Chrissy Hartmann, thank you for coming on the show.
Hi, thank you. It's great being here.
Yeah, Chrissy, so what's going on here? This is Whiskey Salvation series novella. So are you writing a series about this?
Yes, it's first book was called Rescuing Whiskey Salvation, and this book is actually a continuation of the story, but it's from the main character's dad's point of view from the first book. So it's a romance on his part, but it's him dealing with what his daughter went through. It kind of runs together at the same time. It's from a dad's point of view, though.
Okay. Whiskey Salvation. So what is that? Is that, explain that.
Whiskey is the town it's in Texas, and Salvation it has to do with the shelter. From the main story, the heroine, she opens up a shelter called the Whiskey Salvation Shelter, and she had to rescue it. So, and this one is Cherishing, where it's the dad's part of it.
So when you're writing a story like this, so in a series, do you kind of know where you're going to go? Do you have like several books planned out, several ideas, and you're just kind of writing it through, or do you just do it as it comes?
I had it planned out. This book was actually kind of a surprise because this part was actually supposed to be in the first book, but it got too long, and I had too many points of view, and I was asked by my editors to cut it down, so I cut it down just to the hero and the heroine, and for the first book. And then I love these chapters so much, and the character Charlie Stockton so much that I thought he's got to have his own book. So I made his chapters that I cut out into his own book. It ended up being long enough to be for a novella, so it turned out pretty good.
No, when you say that, you said you love the character Charlie, and so he's got to have his own book.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a relationship with your characters?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
kind of a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, but do you interact with them in a sense of, or are they sort of like your own people in a way, or like your own like real people?
No, not that much, but they do talk to me when I write. They will wake me up at times, with a new idea to put in the book or something, but it's not like somebody sitting here right next to me or anything. So
no, but yeah,
they do, once in a while it'll just pop in my head, oh, we need to do this, so, but I kind of try to keep them in check with lots of Oreos and coffee. So,
well, do they surprise you at like when you're writing? And do they take the plot kind of off the rails and go in their own direction?
Oh yeah, and then I have to threaten them with the Oreos and the cookies that they're allowed to cut off. They can't have anymore till we get back on track. So I just because the third story to this book is it's gone far from Texas, so it's actually going to be in the Bermuda. We went way far off track there, and trying to reel it back in now and back to Texas. So we'll see who wins this one and everything. But it's a lot of fun having what they want to do.
Well, it's a lot of fun until they wake you up in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Well, my husband can vouch that I don't sleep much, so he, because he'll come down at 5:00 in the morning and say, "You ever coming to bed?" And I'm like, oh, it's that late already? Yeah, I'll be up in about a half hour. Then I don't even see them. So,
Well, what got you into writing the story? How did it come about?
this series was, I actually wrote a different series. I wrote 2 books of the 3 books for that one. And I didn't like the first book. When I went back to do the edits on it, I didn't like it. I was real unhappy with it. I liked the second book of it. And then a friend came over and we were talking, and she works for the Salvation Army in one of the homeless shelters here in our town. And she was telling me all about the stories that go on there, and then just a couple different things. And then a friend of mine was a colonel in the Army. Flew helicopter. He was a helicopter pilot. I used some of his stories for Cherishing, because that's what Charlie's a retired colonel that flew helicopters, and so used kind of some of his stuff. Basically, just went from my friends, and then in our town we were having problems with the homeless people. And Tent City, trying to find, we had a place called Tent City, and trying to find a place to, shelter them at and everything. So I was like, okay, let's do something that's kind of current and everything. And just one thing led to another, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I started writing the book for the first book, and then the second one came out of the first one. So, is
there a meaning? Is there a subtext? Do you hope someone gets something out of the book, or is it pure entertainment?
It's probably pure entertainment, but I also want people to know that, there are different people out there. I've got a lot of different characters in the book that make up the town that you're involved with. And it basically trying to let people know that, small towns can do good things, and there are a lot of good people out there with a lot of good intentions to help people out. And that, just because you're down on your luck doesn't mean you're going to stay down on your luck.
What got you into writing?
I originally was hoping I went to school to become a librarian. My senior year of college, I was getting ready to get my master's degree, start for my master's degree, and I lost my eyesight. I started listening to books on tape. I would talk to my older brother about them. He would tease me and say, well, if you don't like the ending, why don't you just write your own stories? So I was like, oh, okay, the gauntlet's been thrown down. Let's try this. So I just started writing then. I always liked to write, but I never, sought out to be a writer. And I was like, okay, let's do this. So I started writing short stories. I did really well at short stories, and I thought, let's make them longer and try books. So that's how I got into the writing.
You weren't worried about getting into writing, as in because never publishing anything before, and when you actually write and put it out there for everyone to see, that takes a little bit of courage, as it is, right? So you weren't worried about everybody reading your books?
Yeah, I was at first, but it just got to a point where I was like, okay, everything's subjective. There's all kinds of books out there that I don't like, and then ones that I do like. So I thought I'll find somebody who will like my stuff. And if I don't, oh well, at least I'm writing, so it doesn't really, people read my book and they don't like it. I hope they'll at least, tell me that they don't like it or what they didn't like about it so I can improve and everything. So I got a pretty thick skin, I'd say, and everything. So it didn't really bother me too much and everything about, getting out there in the public and stuff.
Different angle, because nowadays so many people have access to you that never used to before, right? It used to be before, it was a little bit more streamlined.
Yeah, and probably that's one of the things that's helped me is with all the social media and stuff like that, being a little bit more open and stuff. So, and I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and we all picked on each other all our lives, and so I'm used to it, so I can handle the criticism and everything. And actually, when I was in college, my mom, I would write home to my mom, and she would send me back my letters. She wouldn't answer my letters. She corrected them. She had a red pen marks all over them, saying she was an English teacher. And she would send me back my letters corrected, everything. So pretty used to that and everything. So it's been pretty easy, I'd say.
And how is it for you writing a lead male character? Any difficulties there?
There was a little bit. Wasn't sure what they would say in certain situations. So I have a 20-year-old son. I have my husband, and then I have my 2 brothers, and my dad and a whole bunch of male friends that I leaned on big time to help me out with some of this stuff. So I dedicated that whole book to all of them to get the part right. And so far, I haven't heard too much criticism about it and everything.
So how many do you think you're going to do now?
I've got the third one. I'm hoping I'll have out sometime next year. I've probably got 3, if not 4 more waiting in the wings to be written. I've been sidetracked with a couple other little projects. Haven't gotten the third one done. I was hoping to get it done by the end of this year, but it's not looking that way. So, hopefully I will, get them done. But I've got at least 3, if not 4 more to go.
Well, it takes time.
Yeah.
So when you say you lost your sight, so what kind of things do you have to do to write without sight now? So how do you go about your process now?
I have a screenreader program that talks to me on my computer. So anything I type, it reads it back to me or speaks when I type it, depending on how I have it set. And so I can get on the internet and, write up documents just pretty much like anybody else can. The worst problem I have with the book is formatting it, because it doesn't exactly read it to you like it's seen. Everything with the screenreader program is straight up and down. So if there's windows on the screen, it doesn't tell you like what position it's in or anything like that. It just reads it straight up like you're, reading a textbook, straight up and down and everything. So, and then AI has come out that has really helped the visually disabled community, because it's great at describing pictures to us. And there's some pictures I'm looking at for things for descriptions and stuff in the book, and I get a picture and it'll describe it to me, and I'll ask my husband, is that right? And he says, oh yeah, that's better than what I could tell you, so it's, and then the books on tape, I listen to or not tape, but audio books and digital books. It's pretty easy, and I just wish some of the software for like formatting a book was more accessible, because some of the software is not accessible to the screeners. Atticus is pretty good, but they need some work. And I'd love to use Vellum, but I don't have a Mac computer, so that's not accessible right now and everything. So for the most part, and I have a great group of writer friends that they have no problem with me asking them for help on something. So I had my first 2 books, I actually had my one friend, he took and reformatted them all because they were kind of off just a little bit. So he reset them up for me. So I'd say it takes some courage for me to ask for help, because I hate having to ask for help, and because I don't want to take away from my writing buddies' time and everything. But they're great about it. They're great.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's a lot of it is having the support, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having people around and stuff. And
yeah.
How does it work for you? What does it do for you?
Well, it keeps me from being bored, for one thing.
Yeah.
I can't just get up and go anymore. And, with my son and husband working 8 hours a day, I can't just like say, hey, can we go to the store? Can we go down to the park? Or anything like that. And so it does help me with that. And I do learn a lot of things, while I'm writing, because I'm doing research on the different areas and different subjects that I write about. I would say it's keeps me entertained and it educates me.
So now, you said you do social media. You're active with social media and everything right now. Where do people find you? Do you have a website? Let's give out that.
I have a website. It's ChrissyHartmann.com. And then I have I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, toying with the idea of doing TikTok, but I haven't really done it because, I don't think people want to watch videos that I would do that would be not straight on, or they kind of be askew and everything like that. So, well,
it might be a trend.
Yeah.
Do it. You never know. It might catch on. You don't know. Right?
Yeah, you never know. That would be a lot of fun. So, here's what the blind person sees today. Oh, wait, let me turn on the screen.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you just don't know. You don't know.
Oh, yeah, I know. Crazy world out there. So.
Yeah. Just
nice.
Yeah, sit on there and talk.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, so who's your favorite writer, or do you have one?
Yeah, for short stories, it's an English lady by the name of Marilyn Todd. She writes some suspenseful short stories that I just absolutely love, and I'm actually friends with her on Facebook. The other story, for novels and stuff, I like everybody. I can't really tell you anybody in particular. I mean, there's a few romance writers I like Jill Shalvis and Susan Mallory and J.D. Robb. And then there's some sci-fi I like. And I've got a few historical writers that I like and everything. I just, whatever, floats my boat at the time, that's when, I'll start reading them.
So, okay. Well, we appreciate you being here. Now the book's called Cherishing Whiskey's Salvation.
Yes.
And it's part of the Whiskey Salvation series novella. And I guess it's book 2, if I'm right. And there'll be more to come. So keep an eye out. We're going to have your website and book up on ours. So Chrissy Hartmann, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chrissy.
This has been a production of the House of Mystery Radio Show. To find out more about our show, guests, or hosts, go to our website at houseofmysteryradio.com.